Okay, get ready. The one on the right. Tell me if you can. You good?
On this episode of Deer and Deer Hunting Properties, Brad and Jason dive into the topic of neighbors, and then later, Casey and Noah chase turkeys on opening day. But first, Noah gets to work putting up some trail cameras.
If you're in the market for a trail camera that shoots awesome video, this is one that you need to check out. This Forest Pro S 2.0 camera has a 110-foot range detection system. It shoots video in 4K or 1080p, and you also can switch up your intervals up to 10 to 2-minute long videos. If you're not a video person, this camera is still a great option for you. It's got a 48 megapixel camera, so just those pictures can be crystal clear for you. So this camera is actually in a great spot for any different types of animals. I know this spring we had some turkeys come down and pick through the clover food that's already here. We should be able to get some videos of some fawns that come through right off this meadow and feed into the clover plot. And then hopefully we get some big bucks coming out of velvet during their velvet stage. If not, I know we'll have some hardhorn pitchers coming here late fall. At this spot, I don't really have any trees. I'm in a field, so I'm going to put it on a fence row. I have a maintained trail system behind me to the left that comes out of the bedding. The food plot that I'm going to be putting in, it is going to be a bean field this fall, so I haven't set it up yet. However, I know I'm going to start working on this in the next week or so. So I'm kind of just getting the cameras in place, ready before I go out and start doing everything to the food plot. I already know there's a couple deer that are coming through here at night. Just kind of want to see what they are before I start working on the food plot. So this camera is solar powered. It actually pulls the solar power first before it drains your batteries. So the solar power, I have mine on a fence line right on a field edge. I'm going to be planting this with beans. So I don't want to intrude here after I plant it. I want to kind of let it be. So if you're in the woods, the solar power will still get enough light through the trees to have enough power to run the camera. You also have the backup batteries that you provide already in the camera. So I'm super excited to see how this camera performs this year. If you're looking for a camera, definitely check out the Forest Pro S 2.0 at spypoint.com.
Deer and Deer Hunting Properties is brought to you by the all-new Feed Hub by Moultrie Mobile.
I've dealt with this a lot, and it sucks. But here's a couple. I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Sure.
So you did the right thing. Number one, you've approached him. You've had conversations with him. He's actually had conversations with you. You've asked him, can you move this stand? He's not going to. Okay, he doesn't have to. It's on his land.
Correct.
However, could you turn it that you're not hunting on my land?
Right.
Still doesn't do it. Now it's put you in that precarious position of taking what's going to be deemed as a drastic measure. So if you fence that thing, I'm just afraid it's going to escalate, you know?
Right.
So what do you do? Well, I know I've known people, and I've dealt with this so many times, especially here in our county, because I always say, welcome to Wapaka County. It's it's a mirage. You see all these woods and stuff, but this guy's got 8 and this guy's got 15. And I've seen people, this guy, we leased, I'm going to go off on a rabbit hole. We leased a 40 one year, me and my buddy Joe. Joe's listening to this. And we thought it was the ultimate 40 for gun season. We had both had never killed bucks on the same day of gun season. This is the year it's going to happen. We leased it. And would you not know, the reason that was leased That 40 was so cut off by the neighbors that a deer could not get onto that property without getting shot by the neighbors. And that's exactly what happened. So, what, like you said, what do? Do you sit there and fence a corner? Yes, you could. I think what I would do is I would make it so deer wouldn't want to use a corner, like maybe with barbed wire fence.
Sure.
Or something not as drastic as like an 8-foot cyclone fence, you know.
I don't want to do that, but like, you know, I'm not there all the time. I'm hunting in other
you're
states. What else have they shot off
Or do
of
you
this?
do you put a buddy in there and saying, here, you get to sit right here, and you're going to be 50 yards from another guy.
Yeah.
You can only kill does. I've actually partaken in hunts like that.
Oh, really?
I'm happily.
Yeah.
Somebody, I mean, I've hunted other people's properties. They know who I'm talking about too. Who's saying you get to come hunt in Illinois gun season, but you only can kill does. I'm like, absolutely. I'm going to kill does till my ears bleed. And but guess what? They have me right on the property line.
Sure.
And that has deterred those neighbors from. They're like, crap. There's a guy right there.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And then now he's shooting. And eventually, you just. And I hate to say this because I am a Christian person, but I hate to say this that you wear that other. It's a battle of wills until you wear that other guy down to where he's like.
Yeah.
And you don't like to do that because you like to have that. I mean, the right and just thing to do would be to have that conversation. Yeah. Say, hey, listen, you know, I've worked hard for my property just like you have, but you're hunting on my property. Oh, and you're shooting onto my property.
100% they're hunting my property. The way the tree stands, I mean, they actually have a lane cut out to mine. I mean, it's there. Everybody knows it. So, but I have to do something because I like, you know, it's part of the sanctuary that I don't touch. So like this buck was trying to get to a sanctuary. He knew he was going to be safe there. And he was safe until somebody shot at him illegally 50 yards over.
Onto yours, and now they want to trail it.
And then they want to trail it at 7 a.m. on opening day of gun season. And I've never been so dejected on any day, but...
Don't give up. I've seen so many guys just give up. And I think it is the older we get, they're like, you know, and especially you get to hunt other states, they just give up and say, screw it. I don't want to do it anymore.
Right.
You know, but there's ways around it. Unfortunately, I don't know. I just don't get, because I would never do that, especially even if it was inadvertent.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I am so sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I'm so sorry. No, we're going to move that stand. We're going to do what's right.
Right.
And I would really hope that people could have that sense of responsibility, that they're going to do the right thing.
Right. I mean, they apologize, but apology doesn't take that back. And when I asked, can we do something about it, and then crickets.
Yeah.
That tells me everything I need to know. They're not gonna do anything. So I'm gonna have to do something about it. And it's unfortunate because, you know, we all maybe, you know, I try to stay about 50 to 60 yards closest to my neighbor, but my tree stands never face my neighbor.
Right.
They always face my property. And that would have been an easy fix. Let's turn the ladder around, no problem.
I mean, you can put. I mean, there's all sorts of screening options. I don't know if that is an option.
That might be. I'll have to have you out there, and
that's
we'll look
an
at
easy
it.
thing to do. I mean, it take a couple years, but giant miscanthus or something like that. It basically, we could go on a sidebar. I'm not going to, but like you could clear. I've seen guys do that. They'll clear 50, 75 yards. You plant that stuff like corn, and it's a wall. It doesn't fall.
Yeah.
It's like you can't see through it.
Well, and it's just it's a memory that's taken away. Like I said,
Yep.
my dad's 75. We've never shot a deer on opening day gun together. It would have been just one of those epic experiences, and it was taken away over somebody's selfishness that, you know, they should have did the right thing in the first place, and they didn't.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, live and learn, and hopefully somebody who's watching this hopefully can say, hey, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm going to be the better person.
Right.
Up next, Noah and his cousin Casey head out for opening day of Wisconsin turkey season. Then, Noah's neighbor shares a video that you need to see to believe. You're watching Deer and Deer Hunting Properties. Deer and Deer Hunting Properties is brought to you by Spy Point Trail Cameras.
Welcome back to DDH Properties. Today is the opening day of turkey season here in Wisconsin. Casey and I are both going to split up this property, and hopefully both of us tag out super early This last night, it was starting to storm. Not really sure how the birds are going to pan out. Could be awesome, or it could be a horrible miss. Okay, let's go. I see one. He's coming. He's going to be coming right down the path. Don't move. Okay, get ready. The one on the right. Tell me if you can. You good? That was fast. We had 3 come in. They actually did perfect. They came down a little row path. Right now there's hens coming out. I see these guys are going to let them do what they do right now. But this rain's going to start picking up. We're going to let these guys walk off, grab the decoys, shove the blind, get out of here. I feel awesome. The first period burn from the first couple minutes of the season is awesome. After the bird was down, we were waiting for the rain to kind of let up. The turkeys kept staying in the area. We had a great time come back in, beat up the decoy. The turkeys really didn't want to leave the spot, so we had to wait them out. I have extra tags and family have tags coming up later in the season. Really just didn't want to bust out the spot too early. While we were waiting for the turkeys to leave, we were taking some photos off the camera so I could send them to my family, show them that I got one. I also sent one to my neighbor who I knew was turkey hunting this past weekend for youth season. So when I sent him a turkey photo, I noticed one of my tail feathers were missing. I really couldn't figure out how I shot a tail feather off. After he got my text, he sent a video back to me, and wow, I couldn't believe what just happened.
Deer and Deer Hunting Properties is brought to you by Orion Hunting Products, America's #1 modular deer blind. Deer and Deer Hunting Properties is brought to you by DDH Outdoors.
Listen when he gets closer. He's taking his time. Get ready. Get ready. Whenever you're ready, don't wait for me.
After putting some dots together, we realized his grandkid actually just shot at this turkey 4 days prior into youth season. Just that turkey was not gun shy or even decoy shy is just amazing to me. However, his grandkid still got a turkey 1 day later, pretty close to the same spot we were in. At the end of the day, it's a great story to tell. It was awesome to have great neighbors like that. So after all this, I haven't really heard much from Casey, so let's hop in and see what he's got. Hopefully he's got a turkey on the ground. When I woke up this morning, first thing I did was I looked at the radar and it was kind of raining. I looked out, I saw the lightning. So to be honest, I wasn't very optimistic about the hunt.
Same here. When Brad said with the rain and the wind, they probably wouldn't be talking too much, and he was dead on. They definitely were not talking. And he even said, he goes, I don't know if it's going to happen this morning after about sitting in the blind for about 45 minutes. But things turned around fast for both of us, which is pretty exciting.
Say for us, it was a little break in that wind and the rain, and I heard probably 10 gobbles, and I knew they were close enough that if I could start calling, there might be a chance, but I wasn't really hoping a ton for it.
Yeah, it's never a good sign when you hear more thunder than you do gobbles in the morning. Never seen the birds tear up the decoys like that on a hunt that I've been on, so that was pretty cool.
So after about sitting in the blind for probably 10 minutes, the turkeys went away, and then 5 minutes later, they all showed back up, and another tom started beating up the decoy, which I know this turkey I shot wanted to, but I didn't give him a chance to do that.
And my bird too, there was 2 toms that came in together. There's a 3rd tom that stayed a little farther back, but after we rolled my bird off, that other tom hung around for about another 10 minutes. If we would have had another guy with a tag, we definitely could have doubled up. I heard something about this new blind that we have might have gotten hit in the crossfire.
I don't want to talk about that much, but it definitely might have a little hole or a tear in one of the windows, so might have to fix that.
Pretty excited. My first bird in 17 years. Couldn't be happier.
We got it done pretty early. How about we go get some breakfast? Congrats.
Good work.